Basically, to explain this keyboard, the best description would be it has the best from both worlds. But what does that even mean? Well, it comes with magnetic switches, but you can also use the regular 3 or 5 pin switches with it. So it has tons of mods already built in and a fully CNC aluminum body that is super easy to open. So let's unbox it first. Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com. So here we go, it has a nice packaging, comes with a plastic dust cover, the keyboard is super duper heavy since the body is fully CNC machined, you get some basic instructions to get you started, keycap and switch puller, wireless dongle and USB-C to a non-braided and non-coiled cable. But look how easy it is to open it. Remove the rotary knob and just pull the top shell, it will detach from the bottom body, and here we can see that it has like metal ball latches that click in the bottom body. Anyhow, you can remove the PCB and plate, which are also dampened with silicone gaskets on the sides. The tape mod here was done by me, I felt it needed it to sound even more talkier. The removal of the PCB is easy, by the way, just remove the flat cable for the rotary encoder and disconnect battery and USB cable. So here is some more foam dampening, and there are 2 batteries here with a total capacity of 8000 mAh. On the back side of the keyboard there are only 4 rubber pieces on each corner and pretty much that is it. It has no angled incline settings, no adjustable feet and similar since the keyboard already comes at an angle which is just about right. It is wireless capable with the included dongle, it has Bluetooth capability as well as wired capabilities too. But the main drawback is the switch for wireless and wired modes, which is located beneath the caps lock key. This is super annoying, especially if you are planning to use it in the wired mode but occasionally want to go wireless. Mine came with Akko Glare magnetic switches. These are of course totally customizable in terms of actuation force needed to press and register the key, but also for the bounce back, which I will explain more once we get to the software side of things. They are of course factory looped, but they have no moving parts except the spring which has the magnet on the other end. These switches come with extra pins for stabilizing, it has reverse polarity and closed bottom for a better sound profile. The total travel distance is 3.4 mm, which can be adjusted in 0.01 steps in the software. The initial force is 25 grams and actuation force at 2 mm travel is around 45 grams, with the end force of around 48 grams maximum. Pretty much they feel like any other linear switch in terms of the pressing force. They do come with the LED diffuser and they are south facing, I mean the PCB is, so the switches have the south facing LEDs. Stabilizers are Akko purple factory looped as well and they have minimal to no wobble, which is awesome. The PCB doesn't accept screw-in stabilizers, so there's that. If you look at the spacebar area, there is even an added silicone gasket to prevent spacebar hollow sound. On the corner, now traditional with Akko keyboard, is the rotary encoder or simply a turning knob, which is also aluminum and it is super nice to play with. And of course it is finally fully customizable. So yeah, you can make it a volume knob and mute knob, so no more RGB switching mode when pressed down. The keycaps are PBT double shot shine through with side-facing legends and gradient look on top. I like them, they are OEM profile, but I believe you can get better keycaps which will make this keyboard sound even better. And I also think that there is no point in talking about RGB, it is literally on any product these days, you can customize it and so on. By this point even our fridges will have RGB. Alright, time for you to listen to a typing test. I believe it sounds great. There is still space for improvement, but for a stockish keyboard, it is more than good. So take a listen and then we shall go through the software, which is actually what makes this keyboard great. Okay, let's see what makes it a good keyboard, actually better than everything else, because it is better and you shall see why. Driver is web-based, so no need to install it, but you can, as there is an installer as well, so if that is easier for you. But I believe that just typing an address in web browser is much easier. So here you can change pretty much anything. I mentioned that you can change the function of the rotary knob, so let's do that first. You can change or remap certain keys because some system keys can't be changed. Macros can also be recorded here as well. I don't use them, perhaps some of you will find this option much needed. Light can be changed, of course, there are plenty of RGB modes available, this is not anything special. But let's get back to the main section as it has a lot of interesting stuff under there. For example, the actuation settings. You can set the switches all or per key to go from 0.1 or 0.01 on the rapid triggers. That is the ultra fast speed, literally you haven't even press the switch and it will register the press. But you can also set when it will unregister a key, so this makes it extremely usable in some fast-paced games, but beware as some games might consider this option as cheating. So you are able to set the press and depress to go from 0.1mm up to 3.4mm. In the switch settings, you can actually set which switches you are using, so the keyboard will know better how to utilize them. And here you can pick from the selection of magnetic switches as well as regular mechanic switches. And yes, this is a MagMech keyboard, meaning it can utilize magnetic and regular classic switches, which honestly I haven't seen on any other keyboard so far. So this makes it a very unique and useful for literally any user. You can mix and match keys, mix and match switches, so you can use magnetic for some keys, different types, or classic switches for some other keys. For example, you can use modifier keys to be magnetic or WASD to be magnetic and anything else, whatever you like them to be. In the advanced settings, you can set dynamic keystrokes or DKS, so pressing a key can trigger 4 different key operations. Depending on your key press force, a light press triggers action 1, for example, a deeper press activates action 2, and releasing the key also supports a 2-stage key setting. The TGL or the toggle key transforms a key into a toggle switch. When you press the switch, you can activate one of 2 scenarios, so either continuously hold down the key or press it and depress it for trigger that key or function. The mod tab is a design that provides convenience for gaming. It enables the creation of dedicated or dual function keys based on key press behavior, so a single key press can achieve 2 functions: holding down the key for one function and pressing the key for another. The snap key function is Monsgeek's implementation of the SOCD, which prioritizes the most recent key press for swift directional changes without releasing previous inputs. This ensures fluid and responsive control, especially in FPS games where quick reactions and precise movement is necessary. Also beware, this might be considered as cheating in some games. There is also a possibility to set when it will go to standby, on wireless, Bluetooth or wired mode. Everything that you do is stored in the onboard memory, so on the keyboard itself, so changing the PC, for example, will not be an issue since everything that you make to the keyboard goes with it. Oh, I forgot to mention 2 more great things. I said that RGB is nothing special. It turns out it has a special 500 Hz refresh rate, and keyboard itself uses 8K polling rate to communicate with your PC. So let's summarize what is excellent here and what is not. So it has a fully CNC machined aluminum body. It's super heavy and sturdy and has a screwless design for easier disassembly. It has a rotary knob that you can fully customize this time. It has a polycarbonate plate with foam dampening between it and PCB. It has another 10,000 or so layers of dampening material and such between the PCB and this plate layer. I mean, you can see it in the exploded view of the keyboard itself. It has 8K polling rate, dual wireless connections with 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth 5.0 modes, and of course it has wired mode too. The most innovative thing are the hot swappable magnetic plus classic mechanical switches. I mean the sockets, so you can use magnetic or classic mechanical switches that are commercially available. This not only gives you freedom of choice, but gives you total control of your keyboard, since magnetic switches can be adjusted literally in 0.01 millimeters steps. And on top of that, all the things you can do with rapid trigger functions, dynamic keystrokes and other things. This keyboard is easily the best on the market for how much you ask? Only $159.99, and you can use my code in the description to gain some little discount. Anyhow, hope you liked the video. This is not the end of the video, by the way. In case you got some questions, put them down in the comments. Sub to the channel, like and share the video, and this is what I forgot to tell you. Cons of this keyboard. What I noticed is that Akko seems to not include some of the extras with ANSI keyboard layouts, that is the US layout. But it includes extra switches, extra set of certain keycaps, force brake pads and coiled cables with ISO models, and also cherry styled keycaps. So you get extra keycaps since ISO is hugely supported for many countries, but coiled cable and some other bits here and there would have been a nice to go with ANSI models as well. Alright, now it is the end of the video. See you.